Hello West Ham United fans, welcome back to the West Ham Network for your Game Week 5 matchday preview as we take on the Citizens, the champions, on Saturday at the London Stadium, 3 p.m. kickoff. Now we've been out of action for a week due to the international break. A number of West Ham players were in action for their respective countries. Some notable mentions go out to Konstantinos Mavropanos, getting his first international goals for Greece, and Mohamed Kudus scoring for Ghana to ensure they qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations. Congrats to both of them. But at the end of the day, we do have a massive game on Saturday against the champions. This is everything you need to know about that game. Come on, you are. Now, the man in the middle for Saturday's game at the London Stadium is Andy Madley, 40 years old, born in Huddersfield. He started his Premier League officiating career in 2017 and has refereed 3 Premier League games this season. He took charge of one West Ham game last season, a 2-1 defeat to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Who can forget that one? Maxwell Cornet's late equaliser, disallowed by VAR for foul on Edouard Mendy. Absolute shocker, sickening at the time. To be honest with you, Andy Madley, I watched him this last week officiate a game in which Son was fouled clearly in the box and a penalty wasn't given. So it'll be very interesting to see how the game goes. Hopefully, touch wood, there's no unfortunate incidents from the referee's side, and hopefully the VAR can make sure they are spot on come Saturday. For Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, it is business as usual. 4 wins from 4, 12 points, sitting top of the Premier League table. They started the season with a 3-0 away win against Burnley, followed that up with a hard graft 1-0 win over Newcastle before going to Sheffield United and really having to again graft out a result to get a 2-1 win away from home. In their last Premier League fixture, they triumphed 5-1 over Fulham, courtesy of an Erling Haaland hat-trick. And so far, it has been flawless for Pep Guardiola and the Citizens, and they're going to have to take some stopping by West Ham on Saturday if we are going to get anything from the game. They just have so many talented players all over the park. Yes, they've lost De Bruyne long term, which is a massive blow, but there's more than enough in that City side to really cause West Ham a threat on Saturday. Now, the last time out in this fixture, we lost 2-0 on the opening day of last season against Manchester City. Erling Haaland making his debut and making a massive impact on the Premier League, scoring twice, one from the penalty spot, once from open play. We haven't beaten Manchester City since 2015 when we went to the Etihad and got a 2-1 win courtesy of goals from Victor Moses and Diafra Sakho, which just shows you the mammoth task at hand facing West Ham United. We have managed to pick up draws more recently, but at the end of the day, this is a fixture historically we have struggled massively in, but so has the whole of the Premier League. Manchester City are just a different class, different kettle of fish, and will take some immense stopping on the weekend. Now on to the mighty Claret and Blue. What a season it has been so far for West Ham United. 4 games played, 10 points, and we are sitting proudly in the top 4 of the Premier League table. It all started with that draw against Bournemouth on the road, getting that fantastic result against Chelsea at home, that 3-1 win, going to Brighton and absolutely shredding them on the break. Right now, for me, we are the best counter-attacking side in the league. We then went to Luton and got a really, really positive result, which meant we are now 4 games in, 10 points on the board, and very, very positive around the camp. A far cry from just a couple of weeks before the window shutting. We hadn't made any signings. We then brought in the likes of Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Mavropanos, Kudus, and we were just looking like a completely different animal, especially on the break. Jarrod Bowen has been in electric form. Unlucky not to get an England call-up, but right now, he's our main man. He's the man that can really cause Manchester City problems. And he scored against them in this fixture at the London Stadium a couple of seasons ago. So he will be raring to go. And then there's Mohamed Kudus, who I expect to start on the bench, who can come on, offer us something different. He is also in blistering form. He was in blistering form for Ajax. He's been in blistering form for Ghana. And hopefully now he can really make his name at West Ham and in the Premier League. And hopefully it can start on Saturday. All right, on to some team news for Saturday. John Stones, Jack Grealish and Mateo Kovacic are all doubts for Manchester City. We know Kevin De Bruyne is out for the foreseeable future, which is a massive blow for them. However, there are some names that can really fill in and step up to the plate for them. It will be interesting to see if Jeremy Doku continues on the left-hand side or whether Bernardo Silva comes back into the starting lineup. From West Ham's perspective, Vladimir Kufal is a doubt for the game, having picked up a slight knock on international duty, so it'll be interesting to see whether Ben Johnson or Tilo Kura fill in for him at right back. Mavropanos is pushing for a start after his good performances for Greece, so it'll be interesting to see whether he comes in, although I expect Naifa Gerd and Kurt Zuma to continue in the heart of defence for West Ham. James Ward-Prowse has also been training with the side and looks like he will be back and fit on Saturday. All right, that brings me to the end of my Game Week 5 Matchday preview. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. The last thing to do is to give you my predictions for the game. I'm going to be confident on this one. I've been a little bit pessimistic the last couple of weeks, and it's about time I back the boys properly, especially given our start. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw and Mohamed Kudus to get his first West Ham goal. Be safe, everyone going to the game. I hope you have a fantastic day out, and I hope the boys put in a shift and get a positive result. Other than that, it's Common New Irons. Take care.